this is the first camp I can enjoy myself and be back. My headspace that I'm in now is way better than what I was before, and that's the only thing that mattered to me.
Things out there about the size and all of this stuff, but people forget that Tank's a top 10 pound for pound fighter, and he's got power in both hands. And skill-wise and technique-wise, he's been doing this for so long.
I feel like Tank has the edge for sure. He's a real fighter, and got skills, high IQ fighter. Regardless of the weight, I've personally seen Tank, spar heavy.
Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis is a fight no one saw coming. Two stars from completely different worlds meeting in one ring. Both are determined to prove they're the superior fighter, and the buzz around this showdown couldn't be bigger.
You have to understand, I went from doing YouTube and Disney Channel to 5 years, once to twice a day, 6 to 7 days a week, training, recovery, taking it more serious than ever. I'm just a different specimen. My body is filled out. I'm going into my athletic prime, and going into that and my body filling out, I just feel amazing and feel super strong.
Jake Paul has been vocal about the intense training he's doing for his upcoming fight with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He says he's brought serious talent into his camp and even bragged about dropping sparring partners in recent sessions. Jake also revealed that Shakur Stevenson is expected to join him soon to help him prepare for the showdown, but in a rare moment of honesty, Jake admitted something surprising: he's actually afraid of Tank. He acknowledged that while many criticize Davis for being the smaller fighter, his power is undeniable. Jake said Tank's punches are explosive, dangerous, and carry real knockout force, even with his shorter frame. For Jake to admit fear before stepping into the ring says a lot. It's a sign of respect for Tank's skill and power, and proof that this fight is far more serious than some fans might think.
Going into a fight that I've actually ever been, because I know how good these people are that I'm sparring, and being able to see how good they are and knowing how good Tank is, it's actually going to be my toughest test to date.
Yeah, I think, Jake, you could make the argument, right? Pound for pound wise, this guy's the most ferocious dude in the whole sport, couldn't you?
For sure. I think he has probably one of the highest knockout percentages.
Yeah, 90-something%, right?
Exactly. And just his speed, his elusiveness, his ring IQ, his conditioning. He's gone 12 rounds so many different times, something that I've never even done. So he's going to be sharp all the way through. I mean, the list goes on. And so just actually being vulnerable for a second, it's like, this is crazy. This is scary. It's kind of keeping me up at night.
Jake, how do you prepare for, like you said, a guy who is shorter than you? How do you find a sparring opponent to replicate something that obviously, there's nobody else out there that's Tank Davis? How do you prepare for a guy that's different stature-wise?
Yeah, no, we have world champions. Raymond Ford in the 130-pound weight class. We got Montana Lovin. Shakur Stevenson is coming in this week. So Just sparring against guys on their level and people who have been doing this their whole entire lives, but we're really focusing on speed and not as much on power. I'm not doing as much like weightlifting and all of that stuff. I'm actually trying to lose some muscle so that I have less weight and so that my punches are coming off faster.
Many fans don't realize how tough Gervonta "Tank" Davis's journey has been. From the very beginning of his career, he sparred with heavyweights, real, skilled heavyweights who knew exactly what they were doing. According to analyst Showbiz The Adult, Tank didn't just survive those sessions, he dominated them. He held his ground and punished much bigger men in the ring. That's why Showbiz believes Jake Paul's size won't surprise Tank. Jake might be bigger, but Tank has already faced and overcome far greater physical challenges. Those early sparring experiences prove that he's never been intimidated by size or strength. Showbiz added that the heavyweights Tank trained with were more technical and experienced than Jake Paul. While Jake has improved a lot and transitioned from influencer to legitimate boxer, he's still developing his fundamentals. Tank, on the other hand, has been fighting elite competition since his teens. If Davis could handle seasoned heavyweights, then Jake's size advantage alone won't be enough. As Showbiz put it, this isn't a mismatch for Tank. If anything, it's Jake Paul who may be walking into dangerous territory.
Bigger people, like from middleweight to heavyweight. And the thing is, don't be surprised, okay? This is a photo. This is a photo of one of the bigger guys that he was sparring. But in the past, like maybe a few years ago, he was fighting a guy in Mayweather's camp. He was a bigger guy. I think he was like a middleweight or something like that. He was whooping his ass. One time he was like on live whooping a bigger guy's ass. I mean, he's just beating bigger guys like middleweights and stuff. He's done that in sparring forever. Remember this story? I've brought it up a million times and I've showed this clip a million times, but on Ellie Set Back. This story of this guy saying how Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out this heavyweight.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. And like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Hey, I've seen him knock out some heavyweights. He might knock all that ass out now.
You knocked out a heavyweight?
Yeah.
How was that?
Because I hit harder than Wilder.
Now, granted, the heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is whooping and sparring is not like, all-time great heavyweights, all right? And it shouldn't be. But he's sparring the heavyweight, the level of heavyweight that, more experienced than Jake Paul, right? But Jake Paul has beaten those heavyweights himself, all right? I'm thinking that is the caliber of heavyweight that Gervonta Tank Davis is sparring, but he's whooping their asses. And that's a good thing. I feel with Jake Paul sparring Raymond Ford, to me, it looked like Raymond Ford got the best of him. It looked like Jake Paul was a little exhausted, and it looked like Raymond Ford wasn't. It looked like Jake Paul was a little disappointed in his performance, and Raymond Ford was trying to give him a pick-me-up. Like, just kind of letting them know. No, like, we do this and do that. It just looked like Raymond Ford was in a confident, secure place, more dominant place, the more alpha out the two in the ring. And that's Raymond Ford. That ain't Gervonta Davis. I love Raymond Ford. I have him on my fighters list. But still, I don't think anyone thinks he's as skillful or as powerful as Gervonta Tank Davis.